Audience, welcome back to the second half of our Gremlins retro review, part of our Christmas Classics month. Even though the title of Christmas Classics has been questionable as each week goes by, because
I think this movie is way more Christmas than Trading Places. I mean, this is a Christmas movie. This is a fucked up Christmas movie, but it's a Christmas movie.
So we're inching our way closer to actual Christmas themes here.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get there. I have a feeling this whole month that maybe Rudolph may have been the pinnacle for the Christmas movies for us this month.
Yeah, part of the course for this podcast, but we don't seem to get it straight in the bullseye, but we come close enough, damn it. It was quite a trip to revisit this movie yesterday. And you know what? Because I'll start and then I'll start critiquing it. And isn't that what this is about? Waiting for the review at the end. So let's just get into it, man. Let's get into the plot. Unless there are some facts, figures, or observations that we might want to throw before we get into the plot.
I think this was a successful movie. I'll throw in, a lot of this stuff I think is better when we finish, but this movie was released on the exact same day as Ghostbusters in 1984.
Really?
They were released on the same day. They both were hits. I mean, Ghostbusters, I believe, made more money than this movie, but this movie made like almost $160 million. And it was made for 14 million. So it was a big hit, but
that's huge profit, man. 160 million back then. I mean, we're talking what? 80, what was it?
84.
84. Yeah, man. That's like, man, it's right under $1 billion now, something like that. I mean, that's a massive success, especially for that small of a budget.
This is another one, Steven Spielberg presents, just like Goonies was. Mm-hmm. And there was another one right around the same time that he did presents. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive that he got this movie. I think Back to the Future as well is a movie that's presented by Steven Spielberg as well. So, yeah, he had his hands in a lot of stuff, a lot of successful stuff in the 80s.
Yeah, well, he was at his peak basically during that time. He could do no wrong. So, I mean, Hollywood just gave him the keys. Like, they were like, go, do what you want.
They should. I mean, the guy's got the track record. They still should have that kind of carte blanche because he doesn't really make bad films. He was still very playful back then. The 80s, he was still, coming out of Raiders and, doing Goonies and Gremlins. And, this is more his fun, whimsical time. He's a serious director now. I mean, I don't think he's made a fun movie in 30 years, Yeah,
well, in my eyes,
Joe Dante guy.
Joe Dante did Lethal Weapon. He always made good, fun movies. I have to look at his filmography, but he does these kind of films. They're crowd pleasing films, but more on the R-rated side than the family friendly ones.
Oh, I think Small Soldiers was the only other thing that I saw was like, like similar in the same vein, kind of animatronic meets real life human. Kind of playful. So
I think he was more known for action films. Of course, my IMDb is not coming up right this moment, but I think he's more of an action film director than he is this type of stuff, which kind of shows in this film.
Yeah, it does kind of. It still does have there's still stuff exploding. There's still stuff. There's still action. So yeah, right up his alley for sure.
The Michael Bay of his time. Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's a good comparison.
He also did Piranhas.
I don't know, Joe. Are you looking at IMDb as well? He probably sounds like something you would do. It is correct. He did do Piranha, not the Piranha you took your 13-year-old nephew to, Joe. The original Piranha.
It's from I'm looking at it now, the 70s.
The 70s, yeah.
Wow.
Piranha 3D.
Oh yeah, he didn't do Lethal Weapon. I don't know why I'm confusing him with a Lethal Weapons director.
I wouldn't have been surprised if he did do Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
that's kind of like.
But this movie's probably closer to The Howling than it is to Small Soldiers.
Jesus, how did this movie start off? It starts off with Dad.
Yes.
Now, the father in this movie, whom I forget his name.
Randall Peltzer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Peltzers. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Well, so he's basically an inventor by trade, right?
Yes, and I do have all his inventions we see listed too. So whenever you're ready for that, I'll let you know all the inventions we see in this
please.
movie.
I can't wait to hear this list because not one of these things worked well. It left me wondering. I know we're getting into the plot, but I have to say, from the start, I wondered, how is this man able to pay off a mortgage?
Okay, is it too soon to say what level he is on the Stallone meter?
I was hoping we'd get into that.
I think he is pretty close to being on par with Stallone in Over the Top.
The only gift that he gave to his son is a disaster.
A disaster that kills many people in the town. And
then he shows the end of the movie driving the town.
He destroyed a whole town.
Yes.
It was the white guilt, Scott. That's what it was. This wouldn't have destroyed it if he would have just listened to the eastern side of this. I mean, come on. If he was Asian.
There's even a point in this film where Judge Reinhold is making fun of the son because he's like, your dad's a loser, basically. You have to support your family. You know, this dad is, he's the worst. Not Home for Christmas. No, he's the worst.
You got to sell, buddy, but
are you ready for the inventions? This is the one
let's go because I mean, if not, we're not going to get a better opportunity to go through this list.
All right, so he has the bathroom buddy, which he's pushing at the beginning of the film, which is just looks a goddamn mess. I don't know how you're going to use a toothbrush and all that stuff attached to it. So we also have the egg cracker that doesn't work. You know, the son tries to crack eggs in the morning, and it just makes it just a big mess. He has the orange juicer, which I feel like we already had an orange juicers at that time, but whatever.
We did.
Yeah. He had the card shuffler. Same thing. I think I had a card shuffler around the same time. He had a fly swatter that was attached to a drill. He had a power hammer that looked like it was powered by maybe like gas powered or something. He had a coffee maker, which I don't know how much, how hard that is. He had a remote control to answer the phone. Yeah, I think he had a smokeless ashtray. Yeah, that
was the last thing that he gifted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. None of these things worked.
None of these worked. But maybe he was a fortune teller because I'm pretty sure all those things did eventually come into the universe. So yeah, maybe he is the reason.
Oh man, he's the idea guy. He puts his name on it.
A concept.
Yes.
Oh man, he's the branding guy. I mean, the bathroom buddy sounds fantastic. Yeah, it also sounds like something that helps you take a shit. But I mean, it sounds fantastic. I need my bathroom buddy. I can't shit without it.